Hi, this is Mrs. Nelson. I'm going to teach you a subtraction strategy called counting up. That involves counting, and I will use my fingers even though you can't see me, but I'll tell you what I'm doing. But that involves counting ones and tens or hundreds separately to get that distance between two numbers. So let's start with 75 minus 67. So I want you to consider subtraction this way. Subtraction is just determining the distance between two numbers. So you might ask yourself, how far is 67 from 75? So I'm going to show that or visualize that with a number line. I'm going to show 67 and 75 on the number line, and I'm going to use the counting numbers, the numbers we use to count objects. I'm going to count up between 67 and 75. I prefer to count up from 67 to 75. Some people with subtraction, because it shows subtraction and it starts with 75, they will count down from 75 to 67. And that's fine. As you can see, the distance between 67 and 75 is the same whether you're counting up or whether you're counting down. So I'm going to count up. So I'm starting at 67, and you can't see me, but I am going to track these things on my fingers. I'm going to count with my fingers as well. But I'm going to start at 67. That's my starting point, so I don't count that yet. I'm going to count up from there. 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. So you can see that when I count up from 67 to 75, that those numbers are a distance of 8 apart. Again, I could count down 75, 74, 73, 72, 71, and I would also get that same distance, except I should clarify, don't say 75, that's your starting point, but count down from there until you get to 67. 74, 73, 72, 71, 70, 69, 68, 67. I counted with my fingers, same distance. I have a hard time, though, tracking my numbers and counting backwards at the same time. So even though I'm using my fingers to help me, counting down is harder for me. So I choose to count up. So 67 is 8 away from 75. That also means that 75 minus 67 is 8. So our original problem is a difference of 8. Let's try that with two numbers that are a little further apart. So let's subtract 73 minus 26. So I'm going to think to myself, how far is 26 from 73? Again, I can visualize that with a number line. But I don't want to count one at a time. If I was counting up ones only, ones at a time, and it sounded like this, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, absolutely it works, but I'm likely going to get distracted and not be able to track as well how many times I counted through my 10 fingers. So what I want to do is I want to make some bigger jumps first. So I'm actually going to start at 26 and count by tens. And I'm going to count 10 higher each time so I can get as close to 73 as possible in bigger jumps. You can also do the same thing if you were working with a number in the hundreds. You can count by hundreds or thousands. Again, trying to make bigger jumps than counting just one at a time. So I'm going to start at 26. That's my starting point. And I'm going to jump 10 at a time. So 36, 46, 56, 66. So that means 20 is 40 from 66. So I've jumped really close to 76. If I kept jumping, I'd get to 76. And that'd be a little bit too far because I want to stop at 73. But I could jump to 76 and then count back. And that's a separate strategy that you could consider as well. But I'm going to jump as close as I can to 73 without going past it. So I've jumped 40 so far to get to 66. Now I need to jump the rest of the way from 66 to 73. So I'm going to count up by ones. 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73. Again, I was holding up fingers, even though you can't see me, to help me track. So when I jumped from 26 to 66, I jumped 4 tens or 40. And then I jumped the rest of the way from 66 to 73. I jumped 7 units. And so the full distance would be that combined distance. Those combined distances of 40 and 7. So that means that 26 is 47 from 73. Or in other words, 73 minus 26 is 47, or 47 units. Thanks for learning with me today.